welcome back to StarrSoap's channel. How are you today? I'm doing good. Today I am going to be making some awesome cupcakes with groovy Russian piping tips on top. That's right, so come along with me and I'll show you my attempt at Russian piping tips. Now, these Russian piping tips have become popular recently and they are a lot of fun. They make detailed flowers, and what I've seen is they're a bit tricky. You've got to get your piping just right. It's got to be nice and thick. You don't want a fragrance that's going to mess with things. And yeah, so what I'm going ahead and doing, like I normally would do, is I'm adding my lye to my oils and I'm mixing it to a light trace and then separating it out into 3 colours. I'm using green and I'm going to be making the middle one white and pink. So there goes the titanium dioxide now to make it white. And the flowers themselves will be the pink and white, so white on the outside with pink in the middle, and the green is for some leaves, which will go into a separate piping bag with a little leaf tip that I have, and I'll leave in the description what number it is. And it just makes a lovely little leaf, which I had seen other people do and I thought it looked absolutely gorgeous, so I'm giving it a go. So I'm going to add in my fragrance a teeny bit at a time, mixing really thoroughly and carefully each time I add a little bit of it, because I don't want anything to go awry. And I'm just going to make sure everything's well incorporated and then leave it to sit until it's thick. So now it's been left to sit until it's thickened up. I'm actually scooping the white out onto some Glad wrap here. And I'm doing that because I want to be able to make sure my pink is in the middle. So this is the first time I've ever done this, and I'm doing this after watching a video where another lady did the same kind of idea. And I'm thinking that in the future I need to save back some of the white and make sure I put some of the white on top of the pink or whatever colour you're doing in the middle. So the pink's going down now, and what the lady did in the video, and what I was going to try and do here but it hasn't really worked out, and you'll see, is that she sort of rolled it up and the white ended up wrapping all the way around the pink, and that didn't quite work out for me. So I think in the future I'd save back a bit of white and I'd dollop white on top of the pink just to be sure that I got white all the way around. And the reason we're doing this is so that when we do pipe the flowers they will have white petals and pink centres. But as you can see, when I try and gather up my Glad wrap, it doesn't quite work out for me. It doesn't quite come together. It almost does and then just not quite. So I end up sort of I twist the ends off and I try and roll it back and forth to try and get the white to move around, but that doesn't really work. And as you can see, I've sort of got a pink seam along there, which is kind of annoying. So now here we are. I have snipped off the end of that Glad wrap and then carefully slid that into the piping bag that had the tip on it. And what I found is that the first one I did, like that cupcake I just did then, they would work really well, but by the time I tried to do a second one, like this one, things would start to either be too runny or it just wouldn't work, and I'd get these strange, like, big dollops rather than actual flowers. So I'm coming in, I'm having to put down the flower piping bag, the Russian piping tip one, and let that get even thicker. And while I'm waiting, I'm coming through with some green soap and I'm doing some of the leaves. With this one, I was so frustrated it still didn't work that I just used it like I would a regular tip and just did a big swirly top. Because I'm not the most patient person and it was really annoying. Once I actually wrapped the soap up in the Glad wrap and once it got into the piping bag, it was just taking so long for it to get thick to be able to use. So I turned off the camera and you missed me doing a couple of the cupcakes there. One where I've put a big flower in there that's actually made from bath petals, so it's all soap. And then those 2 that I've actually piped, and they actually look quite good. But now that I'm back again, I just want to get it done, and as you can see, it's not really the way to go. I need to like wait. I need to put it down when it's not working and wait and let it get thicker and then come back. And I just want to hurry up and get the jolly thing done. It's driving me crazy. So I'm coming back through with my green leaves. I love how the leaves looked. I think they turned out really gorgeous. And I didn't quite have enough piping to do all of the bases in this particular batch. So I ended up making another batch and trying again the next day. And you'll see some photos at the end of how that turned out. So I think I did better the second time round. Just like with anything, a bit of practice makes perfect. And if the bases look a little bit strange, it's just because they were rebatched, so they didn't look that pretty, so I ended up dipping them in the soap So I actually dipped them in the cold processed soap so that they would look prettier on the outside. And here we have what I've completed on the day one. All the pictures here are all of the cupcakes that I completed on day one of trying to pipe with these Russian piping tips. Some of them look okay, most of them look a little bit funny, but I've used some of my little soapy dough creations to embellish, and I've managed to work with it. I really like this one, even though the middle flower didn't work. I've just put a little heart on top, and this one where I had leftover green, so I just sort of piped all around it, and you can see some of the flowers and how they have turned out in some of these ones. I'm pretty chuffed with it for a very first attempt. And yeah, all in all, they're pretty and they're cute, and they're soap cupcakes, so, you know, go ahead, use them. Please use them, don't just look at them. So loads and loads of photos of the ones I made, my favourite one there on the first day, and then here are some pictures of the ones I made on the second day. So this was my second attempt, and I think I did much better. I have a darker green for my leaves, so they stand out better. And some of those flowers really came out quite perfect, so I'm really happy. I will have to give this another go. It's a lot of fun, these Russian piping tips. This week I would like to highlight Michelle Bulak-Emsley and her gorgeous soap cake that she made and shared with us over in our group on Facebook called StarrSoapy Family. And I love how the cream looks that she's piped on there. Like, it looks like real cream, like you could just lick it. So yum. So if you'd like to see your picture highlighted in a video, then please come over and join the group and share your pictures of your creations with us, because I love to see them. I hope you enjoyed watching me play with my new Russian piping tips, and if you did enjoy this video, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, become a member of our StarrSoapy family, and feel the soapy love. Bye guys!